What's up, man?
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, what's up, man?
Cut to the what's up, man cam.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey. Hi.
Answer me.
Oh, what a hilarious bit. The what's up, man cam. Oh my god, look at the super chats rolling in from that one. Guys, sorry, I gotta take care of this unending stream of super chats from that hilarious bit I just did. We'll be right back.
Yeah, I think we like to adhere to certain narratives about the world.
I've been saying that, Joe.
Oh my God.
We want to think, the big thing is we want to think that there's a there's some sort of competent control
type shit.
Some sort
control,
of competent leadership that exists. And that the structure of government and the structure of media.
Oh, that's Joe.
Oh!
Joe.
Oh,
that's Joe. I with Joe. But you know, that's my man Joe. He's all over the place. Already this part. You know, it's like you kind of agree with Joe. It's like, yeah, there's these people, you know, who are in charge of crap. There's these pendejos who are in charge of crap. They want people to think they should be in charge. Maybe they shouldn't be. Somebody's got to go on the Joe show and be like, yeah, that's true, Joe. And those people are like on your podcast all the time, trying to convince your audience that they should be in charge of everything. I remember the Peter Thiel episode, like a couple months ago, where everybody's like, Joe, no. Even the Joe fans are like, Joe, what the hell happened?
Joe, are you compromised?
Joe, blink if you need help. Joe's like, oh man, these people want us to believe that they should be in charge. That's sick. And now a friendly zero pushback interview with a guy who pays other guys to say that the guy should be an emperor of the world. Run around going like that. So, long story short, the Joe show, kind of all over the place. Let's go back a second and...
Show me the proof, dumbass.
What does the guy say again? Hold on here.
We like to adhere to certain narratives about the world.
Right.
And
That's sick. Okay, so yeah, that's Joe. What's his last name? I can't read because his head is blocking some of it. But I kind of agree with Joe here, you know. This is kind of obvious. It's a little obvious, you know, but I agree with him. Yeah, people tell themselves stories. I tell myself stupid little stories. Oh, yeah. No, it's fine, you know. We do tell ourselves stories, and a lot of those stories don't serve us, or we just adopt stories that the media tells us, blah, 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 blah. You get it. But Joe goes on in this episode that I watched 2 hours and 50 minutes. Good God.
Oh, my God.
He keeps going back to this thing where, like, every major city in the United States is just Thunderdome. Like, you get off the plane, and you're instantly kicked down a flight of steps and set on fire, you know? I just got back from Seattle, and on the way there, on the plane, I sat next to this guy who was like a crypto type guy. I would bet my life that this guy was a Joe Rogan fan. And like half the time I talked to this guy, he was talking about how dangerous downtown Seattle is. He was painting this picture. He's like, oh man, you go in there, there's broken motorcycles everywhere, people with mohawks, people with studded leather jackets, chains. He really was. He was like, you don't want to be downtown. Avoid downtown, this guy said to me. Which would be hard because that's where I rented an Airbnb. But to this guy I said, absolutely, man. I'm not going anywhere near there. I walked around this downtown for like 2 straight days. That guy is living in a fantasy world. But it's similar to Joe. You know, this is not a story that's serving you. Oh, no, if I go to downtown, I'm going to get one of these. So yes, I agree with Joe. We need to let go of our stupid stories and face reality, including Joe, who his whole show is nothing but a set of stories.
You know what I found out last night? My friend Kurt Metzger told me this.
Oh, I know him.
We were talking about the Elon gaffe, where he's like, my heart goes out to you.
So
like, hey,
silly.
Don't do that.
That's the perfect example of when you see a story, you believe it's true. If you believe he's a Nazi, you're going to see him do a silly hand gesture and see that as that.
Finally, someone has the courage to say, Joe, hey, Joe, whoa, what am I, invisible over here? What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, exactly.
Generally speaking, Chinese people look Chinese.
I heard about that.
But that is how the Nazis did it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. This is what I found out last night. That's also how they used to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, really?
Exactly.
The Pledge of Allegiance used to be done like this until the Nazis came along. And then we switched it to this. Your hand over your heart. So we cut out that part.
There's going to be a screen grab if you do.
Well, there's already a screen grab. This is what's funny.
What's this here in the comments? What's this? The second... Whoa! 1.5K likes. You can only lose if you're playing to win. Whoa! Whoa!
Oh my God, it's demented?
You can only lose if you're playing to win. If your purpose is the pursuit of truth, there is no such thing as losing, there's only growth. And that's quoting Joe's guest. What's the guy's name? Warren. All right, yeah. Yeah, we definitely got to quit telling ourselves these stories. You know what I mean? Joe's sick of it. This other guy, what is the other guy? Warren. That's crazy that this guy got on Joe. I think his story is like, I was a screenwriting teacher or something, and now I do YouTube videos. Now I'm in front of 800,000 people in 3 days. But bottom line here, goddammit, is we got to quit telling ourselves these stories. Wait, what's this? This is from literally like, what, a day ago?
It's proud. It's okay. It's good to be proud of German culture, German values.
Right.
And not to lose that.
Okay.
In some sort of multiculturalism that dilutes everything. You know, there's...
Right.
I think we want to have unique...
Right. So yeah, it is a good message from the Joe Show, you know? Oh, these people in high positions of power and all this, do they really deserve that? Should we really trust those people? Come on. Come on, you morons. Also, this guy who's goose-stepping around and then within days goes to a German far-right rally and then says we can't have these other cultures diluting our culture. That's the guy who wants to put chips in our brain. Oh, that guy's cool, though. That guy's cool, and...
Generally speaking, this is what I found out last night. That's also how they used to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, really?
The Pledge of Allegiance used to be done like this.
Ooh, this is a fascinating discussion. I find discussions fascinating. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
This is a fascinating / moronic discussion here. Maybe the stupidest one I've ever heard / fascinating. Because first, this ding-dong that Joe has on is like, that's ridiculous. People calling this guy a... Pendejo! People calling this guy out, Elon Musk, this idiot. He didn't even do anything. the guy's basically like, the guy didn't even do anything. Joe follows that up with, he did do it. But here's the thing. Here's my amazing angle. It's kind of a common motion. It's kind of a common arm placement. And to back that up, school children did it in the 40s or earlier. I don't know. Okay. Case closed. Case closed. Winner, Joe. You know, there actually is a fascinating... Remember, I'm fascinated by things. There's a very fascinating backstory to the kids who use... Those little goose-stepping kids. You know, when the kids used to salute the flag like that, what happened is the teachers were like, look, we want to let you keep doing that. We know you kids love doing that. But since you guys are like going to far-right German rallies where you say that they shouldn't dilute their culture, sorry, kids, but it's a bad look, you know. We want to let you do your flag work. You know what else I was kind of thinking is funny, too? This guy who Joe can't spot as a lunatic, Elon Musk, who wants to put chips in people's brains, but Joe still thinks is cool. Goose stepping around far-right German rallies, but Joe still thinks is cool, apparently. I saw a post from his daughter, like the only kid I know about besides the one that Grimes named. What did she name him? What did she name the kid? Like $, whatever the hell that crap is. The only kid I know about of Elon Musk is his daughter, you know, and Elon Musk has this plan. He's like, I'm going to have a whole lot of kids. Elon Musk has like 13 kids or something. He's like, I'm going to create an army of people like me or whatever he's trying to do. And the only kid that I know about of his that's like, you know, prominent in the news or whatever is like, yeah, that guy's a lunatic. Yeah, technically, I'm his daughter. Guy's a f***ing lunatic. That's kind of a funny backfire, you know? I guess it's like the question that I'm thinking with all these views that Joe gets, you know, and you keep seeing Joe march out to talking about God knows what. You know, Joe is always like, oh man, conspiracy in the government, they're trying to get our ass, trying to get all this control, mind control, MK Ultra our ass. Oh, that guy wants to put chips in our brain? Cool guy. I guess that's the question. Is Joe just bonked on the head? Probably. You know, maybe he was kicking the heavy bag or whatever the hell he does. He was doing those hard kicks on the heavy bag, you know, and the chain broke out of the ceiling. Piece of ceiling hit him in the head or something. And ever since then, he's like, the chip in the brain guy. who goose steps around. See, that's cool.
How's Elon handling this whole...
I hope he's okay.
Like,
yeah, he was definitely what the fuck. And he was happy that the ADL, of all people, defended him.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, well, it's obvious. Like but all these people on Twitter are just chiming in, saying it's a clear...
I like when Joe's like, all these people on Twitter are chiming in about this. I mean, isn't that what you're doing? Wouldn't Joe's job title, if he had one, be professional chimer? Just chiming in on crap. Oh, I'm mad at people for talking about a thing on the internet. Oh, could you imagine someone doing that, Joe? Pretty amazing thing to be shocked about. Joe's shocked. Look at these people. They're talking about this on the internet. The richest man in the world who, despite being the least charismatic human being who's ever lived, can't stay away from a camera. Oh, he's doing Nazi salutes at a rally. People are talking about it. Also, free speech is my most important thing. But people are talking, people are chiming in on this. That's sick. I think either a person very intently or a piece of ceiling when the heavy bag came out has bonked him in the head. Oh, let's check out one of Joe Rogan's bros. What the hell is this guy's name? I don't know his name, but he's a...
adult baby.
He's an adult baby.
And I don't know if there's parallels there, but I could also say just on a human level...
That's fine.
He has a good heart. And I interact with a lot of powerful people, and that's not always the case.
Right.
So that's a good thing there.
Yeah.
If we can draw parallels to The Hobbit or whatever.
Right.
Who gets to put on the ring?
Frodo,
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, maybe one of the lessons of Lord.
Let's talk about Elon Musk there. When was this uploaded? Oh, today. Oh, and he's talking to that weird guy. He's talking to that... Pendejo! This Lex Fridman guy really is one of the worst criminals when it comes to, like, the idolatry of these guys. But this guy should have taken down his channel a year ago when he uploaded this thumbnail. What the hell? What the hell is going on there?
Oh, they came from the stars.
He was born in the space. What the hell were they thinking when they did that? I think this guy Lex Fridman should have to go on trial and answer who did this, who put that glow on that image, who okayed this. Okay, but this part made me actually kind of feel sorry for Joe. My first reaction to this next thing was I just immediately felt sorry for Joe. I don't know what the hell's going on here. But when I went and I looked at the channel of this guy that Joe's having on as a guest, I thought it was a little kid at first. I thought this was like a teenager. But he says he's 38, a very soft 38. But I immediately felt sorry for Joe because I was like, this is probably the worst YouTube channel. No offense to this guy.
I never speak the truth.
If you don't see this,
I wish I
it's
hadn't.
hard to believe
that
this guy's actually a professor.
Whoa, hey, give him a break, man.
She spit on him.
What I tell people, and I've told my students this for decades, don't worry about what is morally good or morally wrong. Figure out what you want.
Okay, yeah, I don't know really what the hell to do with this. I think we might be in pobrecito territory here. I think this guy that Joe Rogan had on might be a pobrecito. Because I was trying to... He uploaded this video 6 days ago. It has 310,000 views. Views of which I will only see in my dreams. So he uploads this 6 days ago. He's commenting on a video that was uploaded 5 years ago. Do free societies need postmodernism? A debate on Reason TV. And I was like, what the hell? I think what happened here is this guy, this very young looking guy, he's really into Jordan Peterson. And I think what he did is he typed in postmodernism into YouTube and this came up and he's like, I'm going to tear this an ass. I'm going to tear this video a
toilet. If you want to live in a society that includes slavery,
I'm going
to fight you.
Okay.
If you're going to try to impose that on me.
I didn't do anything.
Right? If you want to not live in a society with slavery, that's all you need. You don't need to make moral claims, do you?
Why? Why would you fight them? Because it's wrong?
And then the complex problem is not how to see or what to see, but how to act in reference to what you see.
Okay, so he's clipping in Jordan Peterson. Wait, that's this guy.
Hi.
Okay, that clip kind of contradicts what he's trying to say, but that's okay.
If you don't want to live in a society like that includes slavery,
who said
you
I did?
Picked up a gun in 1861 and gone down south, maybe.
You're teaching them that their choice of what they want is so important. They have to impose it on others because there's no potential for good in the world if you don't impose it. That's what you're teaching them. So don't be surprised when you see these protests on campuses.
So just figure out what you...
Okay, I think you might have picked the wrong example for that. One. Yeah, I don't know. I think Joe Rogan might have just gotten a pobrecito on his channel. I guess what he's saying is you should never take action on something you believe in because that's imposing your will. He's saying this in the context of a guy talking about slavery, and he doesn't like protests. Okay? Interesting stuff. All right, let's go back to Joe talking to this pobrecito about what? Oh, about this guy. Iluma. Oh, I can't wait to hear more about that idiot. Here we go.
It's illogical and weird, but it's a sign of this thing that is a real problem in today.
I'm sick of it.
People will pretend something is something other than what it is if it suits their narrative.
Right.
And that's what this is.
Yes. Power story.
Yeah, the power story. That really truly is a great example.
What's the narrative,
of the power of story.
Exactly. Power of story, man.
Everyone's afraid of is that this right-wing dictator has gotten into power and he's brought with him this billionaire oligarch who happens to be one of the richest men, if not the richest person on the planet Earth. Right. And this guy is secretly a Nazi.
Yeah,
and he's been hiding it all these days until Trump got in office.
It'd make a great movie.
Let's go.
Yeah. It would make a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, it's fascinating, but it also
it is. It's fascinating, man. People create these stories. It's powerful, man. Admit stories are powerful, or I will beat you. Pretty powerful. People are stuck to these stories. Now here's the exact story. I mean, the fascinating thing about these stories that people concoct, these narratives people come up with, sometimes it is of the story, though. What do you think of that? What about that, though? That's fascinating, too, right? I'm going to be honest to you. Well, forgot the name of you, the guest. Forgot what I was just saying. Can you please clue me in? Anyway, I gotta get the hell out of here. Joe Rogan should do that on his show. I gotta get the hell out of here. And then he just leaves. It's his empty chair there, and the guy just has to keep sitting there. Okay, this is kind of interesting here. This might be one of the funnier Jamie fact checks. You know how Jamie, Joe's producer, is always saying, "Show me the proof, dumbass." This is a funny one. I don't know why he felt the need to do it. Here we go.
It's all about telling the story. Right? And some people... What's going on?
Kubrick's assistant says in an interview in 2013, like a year after the movie came out, that Kubrick would have agreed that 70 to 80% of that movie was pure gibberish. He wouldn't be doing stuff like that.
Which movie? Eyes Wide Shut?
Room 237, the one about the...
Oh, that was
The
pure...
Shining and all the hidden stuff behind it.
Even 80% is too pure gibberish.
Okay.
What does that mean? That means 20% is legit?
He wouldn't... It's just
technically,
tell an audience what to think or how to think.
It's hard to say, though, because someone saying that is their personal assistant. They're not speaking for Kubrick.
Stephen King said the same thing when he saw it. He said he had to turn it off because it was bullshit.
Turn what off?
The movie.
The Shining itself.
No. Room 237.
No, Joe.
The documentary.
Come on,
but
Joe.
Stephen King also...
I was out in public listening to this in my headphones, and I laughed out loud at that. Jamie's like, oh, wait, I got to fact check this. That documentary, the conspiracy documentary that was talking about The Shining. Yeah, Kubrick's assistant said that's bullshit. So, yeah, it was kind of like a speculative documentary thing. But I like when Joe unintentionally goes into probably the funniest bit I've ever seen on the show, where Jamie's like, yeah, Stephen King said it's bullshit, too. And then Joe goes, what, The Shining itself? No, the documentary. Oh, so Stephen King hated The Shining. He did, but no, I'm talking about the documentary. Why didn't Stephen King like The Shining? No, Joe. I'm saying about the documentary. Why didn't he like The Shining? Okay, Joe.
Or Kubrick.
Stephen King said the same thing when he saw it. He said he had to turn it off because it was bullshit.
Turn what off?
The movie.
The Shining itself.
No. Room 237. The documentary.
The documentary.
That's such a peepaw moment. Oh, at The Shining? No, Joe. We were talking about a documentary about The Shining. What's that? What, The Shining? Yeah, what is that? But anyway, guys, stories are fascinating. Okay? Would you not agree with that? Put it in the super chats. That's what I call the comments, the super chats.
Stories are fascinating.
They got beginnings, other parts, inciting incident. That's when things really kick off. But it is weird. The Joe Show is so huge. You know, there's a ton of money involved, a lot of attention. There might be something weird going on behind the scenes of the Joe Show, but if not, and this is just all Joe's decision, these creative decisions are all Joe's. He's got just the weirdest instincts, you know? I mean, you do something long enough, as has Joe. You kind of stumble, I think you end up stumbling across your sweet spot, which Joe has. You know, he just accidentally wandered into something interesting, which is nut jobs. Just having harmless, interesting nut jobs. I liked that, Joe. You know, like, oh, I'm having a guy on today who just eats olive oil. You know, or, oh, today I have a guy who went into the jungle and he married a baboon or whatever. I don't know. Like, he found what his show should be, and then he was like, you know what? This is kind of working, so, I don't know, I think I'll start having, war criminals on or something? War criminals and the people who defend them, I guess, now. Let me just ruin my own show. That's interesting. That's a story. Yeah? Anyway, guys, blah, blah, bep. It's Monday. If you're in or near Austin, come to the live Austin, Texas show, February 1st, link below. Also, please subscribe on Patreon for as little as $2 to get all the episodes. If you do not subscribe, this show is in the
toilets. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, man. My name's LeBron James. What a great show. Wow, what an amazing show. I like the part when that guy, what's the guy, Mark Wahlberg had that thumbnail where he's all blurry. That was great. That guy was great in, Booty Nights. But he does other stuff. He does technological prep too. That's cool. Anyway, guys, hey, you're missing all kind of episodes every week. Subscribe on Patreon for as little as $2 useless per month. It's forgettable. It's a forgettable amount of money. Let's admit it. I think it's time we just come out and admit that it's useless. But anyway, guys, not useless to us. Whoa, health is a good turn I just did. So click the link in the description. See you there, LeBron James.